Hello Daily Drafters and welcome back to the channel for today's Arena Gauntlet League match. Today will be match number 5, which should close, or not 25, which should close out week number 5, but actually is going to be beginning week number 6 for me. So for those of you that didn't see the last video, I am deferring my last match of this week to week 6 so that I can get an extra match with what I think is the better deck in Shadowmoor here. The deck you see on your screen is the deck we've got till we are eliminated from this tournament. We are backs against the wall, 10 losses. 11 losses gets you eliminated, and we have to win the next 6 with this one to have a chance. So we're going to do the best we can. This is kind of an Esper tempo deck, lots of removal, lots of flyers, instant speed, card draw, tons of card draw going on in here. It usually struggles against a little bit more assertive decks who get a bunch of really cheap creatures down. But this is what we got here, and we're going to hope that we can continue to go on a big winning streak to finish out this league to get a finalist spot. Heading into this final week of play, here is the current standings. Now, only 42 of us qualified for this final 6th week of competition out of 230 players that started. So it feels pretty good to be among those 42, but at the same time, you want to fight your way up toward that top 16 to find yourself a finalist spot. Of those 42, we're currently in 38th place here. You can see 43rd. Nistar peeking up from the top as far as the top of the eliminated players with that 14 and 11 record today. If we lose today, we find ourselves down there in 14-11 and we are done. If we win, we continue fighting as much as we possibly can toward the rest of the top 11 over on the left there. Now, who's going to be our opponent here today? We've got a death match, folks. We've got ImperialMarch with a record of 15-10. We're 14-10. And their Shadowmoor pool has gone 5-3 so far. They're running a straight red-white deck. So as I mentioned in the intro, yeah, go wide aggro is the worst matchup for us in this pool of cards, the Shadowmoor pool of cards. But that's not to say that we don't have a chance, because we've always got a chance. We're going to fight till the bitter end here. ImperialMarch has a lifetime AGO win percentage higher than mine at 58%, and 86 total wins lifetime with mine over there, just around 55% or so. Now when it comes to badges, I have that one finalist badge and one additional top 16. ImperialMarch does not yet have a badge, but week 6 here in this league, you never know, might find it here today. So our first match of our elimination going against another that is also facing elimination here. We're going to see if we can overcome adversity and start a run. See you in game 1. Okay, first match of week 6. Let's play first. See what we got here. Lots of blue, no blue mana, removal spell that we can't cast, and a 5-drop. I just don't think we can keep it, unfortunately. Not that this is much better, but obviously I'm not going to 5. We've got a Fear Dot Core to open some stuff up, some card draw. Just hope we don't get run over early here. And we'll see if this will be good enough. Red-white. 3-1. That is kind of the example of getting run over early. So Nettleguard could potentially destroy this at some point, but I plan on next turn flashing in Glimmerburst to block this, so I think the question is, do I want to get more mana down or just get a 2-3 flyer down? Look like there's a kin binding here. Looks like we're just going against an aggro deck, which I probably mentioned in the intro that this deck struggles the most against aggro decks. I like ambushing creatures with this, so let's just play a mana rock here, and then try to have Glimmerburst block the Nettleguard, but red-white aggro is among our worst matchups. We'll see what we can do. Sure. Tome Skimmer, not the greatest here, I think, like I mentioned. I mean, it's fine. Next turn I can do Tome Skinner and Alendra, assuming that Nettleguard doesn't take out the core here, which it doesn't look like it will. Okay, no blocks, interesting. Or no attacks, sure. And I guess we'll just Glimmerburst here. Station Monitor into Tome Skimmer seems okay. So let's do... Oh wait, I can't do it that way. I'd have to do... specifically this here. Pass it back, and I'm probably just going to have to aggressively trade. Tome Skimmer does make me lose life. Looks like they might be getting rid of it anyway. Sure. Do I want to trade this off? I can still get another 1/1 next turn. I think I can afford to take 2 here. Black isn't horrible. Let's start with Dragonstorm. Probably get rid of the plains, play a swamp, play Hunter, and then I can flash in Guardian more than likely. Let's see what I draw off this though. Could also just play a 2/3. Could get another trigger off of that, but I have to draw a non-land for that to matter. So I think I'm actually just going to play a 2/3 here. Attack for 1. And we've actually got decent defenses set up, which I wasn't necessarily expecting, but it's a decent spot to be in. We have a pretty good sideboard plan against decks like this. At least we've got a few 2-mana 1/3s that can draw extra cards when they die. Maybe there's some sort of trick or something, but I think this is still fine to double block like this. I'd rather hold this back as an attacker because it does gain life, and life gain against these cheaper decks, these more aggressive decks, are usually pretty good. See if there's a trick or not. Okay, looks like Cleric down anyway. Unexpected assistance. Okay. I think I'm actually going to hold these back to convoke that. That actually seems like it could be pretty good. So I can convoke this for 1, 3 plus 2 additional mana. Still hold up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana here. They could be using this on the core. I doubt it though. So let me actually play this land. Because if they use this on the core, I would need to keep up. I would need the extra land to be able to do both of these things. So I'm actually going to play this. Go to combat and not attack for that reason. Let's see if... No, they still want to keep the Nettle Guard around. Sure. Cannot counter that, so sure. It's a pretty good rare to have with things like Banishing Light and such. Okay, let's pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Bring both of these in, discard that. And now, if I animate this, they're just going to blow it up, but that kind of forces their hand. And I think that's actually decent, because they probably can't play another 1-drop after that, more than likely. So I'm just going to make him use it, I guess. Oh, there's a different removal spell? No? Okay, well, let's try this. Focus Fire. That does get rid of it. Okay. Blossom Bind, not the greatest against Curel, but it's fine. I think this thing might be slightly more annoying. If I move to Bogslitter's Embrace this, you're just going to exile the Dragonstorm, but I don't have a way to pick that up yet. I don't have great blocks against Curel here, so I might just want to... Oh, I would need to Embrace this, because this could just get rid of Blossom Bind. So... being able to blight onto Glenalendra is also pretty good with the Embrace here, so let's do all of this. Let's do Alendra. Embrace by blighting one here. Gets me a double spell. Get rid of the Dragonstorm, that's what I expected. And then do I use Blossom Bind or not? I think I will. Well, no, I can hold this up. I could take 3 this turn, I guess. I'd rather hold up Glenalendra. So let's just do this. Maybe they play some bigger creature. They do have a... What else in red-white? Champion of the Kraken, Goliath Daydreamers. That'd be a good one to lock down. Sky Swimmer. It's a pretty good little combo. Get 2 1/1s. Blossom Binding that and attacking in the air is actually not bad either. It means I can start pushing 4 damage. I do kind of win that race, but then I'm out of gas. I've got nothing else left. I could potentially wait 1 turn to try to double spell, get an extra 1/1 or something, or if he plays a better creature than the Sky Swimmer to get rid of. So let's do this, I think. Pass it back. Get hit for 2, get hit for 5, probably go to 11. If Station Monitor dies, get hit for 7. Sure, no blocks. Alright, now we hit the lands portion of the game here. Alright, I don't think we win a race against this deck, do we? So if I, like, lock down Sky Swimmer, attack for 4, they go to 9, they remove a counter, make this unable to block, attack me for 6, 7, 8, go to 3. Either way, this Brute is a problem, and Blossom Blind doesn't say can't have counters taken off of it. So that is a bit annoying. So do I have to lock down Curel then? I might have to. I don't like it, but... I guess I move to lock that down. Had an instant. Any number of things that could have been. Let's see if it's a removal spell. If it is, I probably have to use Glenalendra to save something. We'll see. pressure, can't block, have to just take 3. Another one, yeah, that's tough. Yeah, here's, like I mentioned, just the lands portion of the game. That's one thing this deck struggles with. It has a lot of card draw, but like every game I've lost with this deck has basically just been I drew all of the lands. So I think we're just dead here. Like they do the other one on the station monitor and then I can't. Yeah, no blocks. Bluffing full control, but trapped in the screen probably doesn't do it, but we'll try, I guess. If I got rid of Banishing Light, is that better? No, I probably still have to just get rid of a Brute. Sure, that resolves, and then take a lethal here. And that'll do it. Alright. Can we have a good sideboarding plan here? Because 4 lands in a row certainly did it to us. So, anything that says gain life is usually good in spots like this, and I think I've got a Radiant Strike, and that's good. The Preachers do need to be tapped to gain life, which is usually not good enough. Summit Sentinels are fine. Things like these kind of more expensive stuff. Shore Lurker, not good. Do I have Artifact or Enchantment removal? Because they've got enchantments that are a problem. Not really. Anything else that's good here? Not a lot of graveyard, just a lot of aggressive stuff that I need to do something about early and get pressure on the board. I guess Spell Snare is actually probably pretty good against them. I mean, tons of 2-drops. That's probably all I'm looking at. Maybe Thought Shucker. Scoundrel could be a way to pressure it with Vigilance, but also a way to block. Let's see what's not super great. Saboteur is always... I mean, I don't think I'm going to be the aggressor here. The Sprite as a random 2/1 flyer. Probably not great. This is probably a little bit too slow. It does draw a card, but it's a little bit too slow. So something like this against aggro, maybe? Zealot is also not too bad as a 2/4 with Vigilance, so it could potentially be attacking as well. Okay, I don't mind this, but gotta find a cut now. Blossom Bind is probably not the greatest in this matchup. It is a removal spell, but there's still some decent stuff that can just sit on the battlefield. It's pretty bad this past game. All right, let's try this. And now we gotta win our next 2 here against good old red-white aggro. Okay, start on the play. We need a land. If we don't get a land, this is horrible, but it's pretty good with a blocker and like multiple removal spells. So I'm gonna risk it. We've got a 1/4 or a 2/5, I guess. Helpful Hunter is helpful. Let's see if we can find a land here. Okay, got one. So we now have a 3-drop. Okay, basic land cycling. Nanoguard is quite annoying here with my Requiem Monolith, so I might have to use a removal spell on it, which doesn't feel great. Something I can do is draw a card and exile this creature by blighting onto the Lamenter here, which protects my Monolith, and I've got 3 more removal spells past that. And I can't imagine they'd want to trade for the Hunter. Don't see anything that can punish me for attacking with both here, so let's do this. Embrace, blight 1, target that, put the counter here. Okay, darn, killing Lamenter. It's a bit annoying, but I guess I flash in Alendra. The Monolith, I mean, I can kill my own Helpful Hunter to draw a card, but that's not super great. So I guess I'm just flashing in Glen Alendra here, and then using Monolith on Alendra to try to draw cards. Yeah, these are the kind of cards that are really annoying for my deck. It's just a bunch of things that make multiple bodies. Okay, let's do this. On Alendra, take action, draw the card. And then no attacks. Hold Glen Alendra for blocks. It can counter something, and I've got response as a convoked removal spell if I don't want to counter something. Noggle Robber is a 3/3. It's actually not too bad there. I think I'm going to liminal hold the Noggle Robber. I could get rid of Shattered Yard so that there isn't a clock on me. But they're stuck. Stuck on lands here. I might be able to just pressure a little bit with Alendra. I've got 3 more removal spells in hand. If they attack with a 2/2, I can use Keep Out, and I still have 2 more. I think I'm actually going to attack, try to put a little bit of pressure here. I don't mind trading Helpful Hunter for their 1/1 either. At least I don't think I do. I could destroy that enchantment as well, but again, I don't think that's the route they're going to be taking. Okay, I'm willing to take 2 to see what it is. Am I? Let's see. Do I use the keep out now? They could have some sort of... If they have removal for Glenalendra in response to my keep out, that's not too great. So let's actually just go to damage here. See what the follow-up is. Okay. A 4/3. Now I do think I'm just going to use this because I've got extra removal in hand if needed. Summit Sentinel, let's go here. If I draw land, I can do Shimmer Creep and Summit Sentinel. Spell Snare and Shimmer Creep is not too bad either. So let's do... This means Glenalendra's tapped out, but let's do this. And then be able to counter a 2-drop. That's not ideal, considering I did that to myself, but I still have a 3/5 menace and a counter spell if needed, including 2 other removal spells here. Alright, let's attack with our menace creature first. Go to damage. Play Eclipsed Marrow. Find a blue. Play that blue. Play Zealot. And hold up Spell Snare here. On the draw, I might take out Spell Snare. I did just put it in on the play, but considering I know I'm on the draw on this last one, I know I was on the play this time, but it's noticeably worse here later in this game, so... Okay, another 4/3. It's only attacking or blocking, so I can do Swat Away, deal 3 block. I could get him to 1, I think. Is that right? If I double spell using Swat Away right now... Force block here, take 3 plus 2 is going to 1. That's probably good. Seems fine. Let's do that. They do have 2 treasures, which is kind of notable. Means I don't have Spell Snare up. They do have some sort of something going on. If I attack with these 2, I do still have Protective Response up without having to play a land. So let's... because this has Vigilance, so let's do this. I'm fine making the trade. If they do some sort of protection, I can Protective Response it. 3 to a creature, that's fine. Now I might be able to save my 2/4, or my 4/4, I guess. Okay, take 3. Let's go get, I think, another blue. And then pass it back. I think I could have played that turn better. Hopefully it doesn't end up mattering. Yeah, it looks like it didn't, but I think I could have played that a little bit better. So, is Spell Snare better than what here? Trying to see what would be better. Is Roadside Blowout on the draw any better than a Spell Snare? I mean, this does get like a 2-drop on turn 1 if it's in my opening hand, which is something. There is Anti-Sentence for more removal. It is cheap removal, which is usually pretty good. So I'm looking at Anti-Sentence and potentially taking out the Spell Snare. Is that right? I don't see anything else I really want to bring in. Bouncing their stuff usually isn't good enough, especially the cheaper stuff. The most expensive removal I have, I think, is all good. Seal Away or Swat Away, I mean, if they're attacking, it's good, so I'm going to keep them both in. Cleansing is too slow for this matchup. I'm going to keep the Spell Snare in. Ooh. Didn't see that I had that art. There's a lifelinking creature. I don't think I need that, though. Okay. Let's run it back like we did after our Game 1 sideboarding plan. Not a ton of flyers, and I hope that's good enough. Let's see here. That's a pretty slow hand, but we have all 3 colors of mana. We have a couple really good creatures here. There's some pretty good draws we can have. I think it's okay. We just gotta really hope that their draw isn't super aggressive. This could be the death of me, but now at least I have 2 straight removal spells into my other creatures here, and a Summon at Sentinel. All right, we kind of got bailed out a little bit. Noggle Robber. I think I'm just going to protect myself for as long as I can. Keeping my life total high is of the utmost importance here. Uh-oh. That's an enchantment and not an artifact, so that's great. What can I do about that? The answer is usually not a lot. Don't have enchantment removal, just have artifact removal. Okay, well, potentially GG turn 4 kin binding. And 2 1/1s, buff it to a 5/5, everything gets huge. Yikes. Okay. Not liking our chances here. Don't really have artifact or enchantment removal. Or much to do about it at this point, so... Get a free creature every turn, probably 2. These are all attacking as 3/3s, basically. Well, I guess 2/2s now. I can't... I do have the mana for Walker because of the core here. Sure. Guess that is an onboard trick. Do I care enough to use technique to save this? I'm just dead to kin biting. Who am I kidding? It doesn't really matter. Well, I'm doing what I can. It may still not be enough, but... in fact, it probably won't still be enough. Okay, use your other trick. Do what you're gonna do. Oh my gosh, more instant speed creatures. This is ridiculous. Good old kin binding. And I think that means we are dead. Too little, too late, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. Can't double spell, liminal hold. Few turns earlier would have done it. But I don't think it will. And that, unfortunately, ends our run to a good old kin binding. So we finished 14-10 here in this league. A bit of a disappointment, but you know, it is what it is. Let's check out our final standings. Well, as I mentioned, that does it. We have fallen down to 43rd with the rest of the 14 and 11s. We will end up as high as maybe 40th in this. There's others to play. If any of the 38 through 41 loses, we could jump ahead of them on match win or opponent match win percentage tiebreaker, but 40th is about the highest we could possibly get. 16th is what was needed to reach that finalist. Didn't get there. Feels bad to go out to a turn 4 kin binding, but you know, happens. Could have happened in the first match. Could have happened in the last match. I'm nothing if not consistent. I think 14 and 11 is good for exactly a 55% win percentage for this league. My lifetime win percentage in the AGL is 55.5. I'm always right around 14 and 11. I don't know, maybe once or twice I've spiked a league, and usually I'll end up 14, 11, 11 and 11, somewhere around there. It's usually where I'm at. Week 6 is no joke. There's a lot of great competitors here. But that concludes our run for Lorwyn Eclipsed. Hope you all had fun with me here as well. I might do another one of these at some point, probably not immediately following this, but this is where we sign off for Lorwyn Eclipsed. Thanks for joining me for this run. I'll see you next time here at Daily Draft.